One word, that's all you get. In one word, how would you describe something you love, you respect, or you fear? Are you basing that conclusion on fact or perception? 10 TV's Bryant Somerville tonight tells you how Muslim Americans in the aftermath of worldwide ISIS attacks are embracing these words, both good and bad, against their faith.
The first step in solving any problem is admitting there is one.
I've been spit at, I've been yelled at, I've, had issues with when I'm driving, drivers coming in, giving me the finger.
The reality.
Yeah, I have.
Lived by Samira Ahmed, stereotyped because of how she looks.
The rhetoric that you see being used over and over again is really hateful.
In the aftermath of ISIS mass shootings, public perception turns personal and bold bigotry turns bountiful against Muslim Americans.
We have to accept that, yes, there's going to be bigotry and racism, and people have the right to their opinion.
Racism and hatred weighs heaviest on those who rely on faith.
It's disheartening.
And each other.
It's difficult. It can take a toll on you at times.
To push past the stigma being pinned on them.
What are you going to do about it? Right? You can't control other people, but you can control your response.
I don't paint everyone with a wide brush, and I expect or I hope that my fellow Americans would understand that they can't paint American Muslims with one brush.
But Laila Sabai, Ahmed, Nicole Ghazi, and Nazika Batfa say it's an easy finger to point for people who are fed up with issues like safety and gun violence, spearheaded by politicians.
So rather than these people who call themselves leaders offering solutions, they're saying, hey, let's all blame that guy. And it's getting people's attention because there are legitimate problems that people are dealing with.
That's true. Yep, I agree.
Imran Malik says the core values of the Muslim faith are not reflected in ISIS, or Daesh, as Muslims refer to it, as not to give the group any affiliation with Islam.
This is very un-Islamic behavior. It's not what Islam promotes.
Much like Christianity, much like Judaism, Malik says Islam promotes more similarities than differences, like believing in one God and serving one another. And like other religions, Muslim Americans say there have been, are, and will always be those who take the faith's word out of context, believing in and acting on truths that are unfounded.
Ku Klux Klan in no way represents Christianity. Christianity is a beautiful faith, beautiful people, beautiful values and beliefs. Similarly, Daesh does not represent Islam in any way.
And it seems people might agree. At different locations in Columbus, passerbys were asked to anonymously grab a card and write one word they associate with the word Muslim. The response, overwhelmingly positive, admiring Muslim devotion, calling out social injustice, and supporting families as well as friends.
I realize that I look different. I realize that, people see me and they see something that they're not familiar with. But my experience is if you give people a smile and you give them a hello, that little bit of apprehension immediately fades away.
Every problem solution starts with a conversation.
The human touch, the human component, the outreach, the heart-to-heart connection, that is what really builds a relationship.
To learn the who underneath the public appearance.
I am a psychologist, I am a researcher, I am a sports enthusiast, I am a prankster, I am a mom, I am a wife, happily married wife, I'm a daughter, I'm all of those.
And to turn the differences feared into the decencies worth fighting for.
I hope that I can say, I lived my life spreading peace, spreading love, being the best wife, being the best mother, being the best neighbor, being the best teacher out there, and that I did good. I made the right choices, and that's what matters.
In Columbus, Bryant Somerville, 10 TV News.
Now to give you a more behind-the-scenes look at the interviews you just saw, Bryant also posted a reporter's notebook to this story at 10tv.com. A very important conversation.
It's really challenging perceptions of people, and it forces you to take a broader look, to open yourself up, you know, to take a look at folks.
Important. So
It's
check that out,
mankind.
10tv.com.